Okay, do we have any other motions or legislative actions?
I'd like to make a motion to authorize the mayor to take all necessary action to accept and enter into the participation agreement for the One Ohio subdivision settlement with McKesson Corporation, Cardinal Health Incorporated, and AmerisourceBergen Corporation pursuant to the One Ohio Memorandum of Understanding and consistent with the material terms of the July 21st, 2021 proposed National Opioid Distributor Settlement Agreement.
Second.
Roll call?
Ms. Brandt?
Yes.
Mr. Finley? Mr. Garvis?
Yes.
Ms. Tully?
Yes.
Mr. Ventura?
Okay, motion carries. Mark, did you want to give a brief explanation on that?
Sure. So there's been litigation pending amongst multiple defendants in the Northern District of Ohio. Judge Polster presiding over, known as the multi-district opioid litigation. This is a proposed settlement that is being proposed to the state of Ohio and all its political subdivisions. This is in regard to 3 specific distributors of opioids. The proposed settlement is dependent upon the amount of political subdivisions in the state of Ohio that participate. If certain thresholds are reached, then the settlement agreement will go into effect, and the exact payouts or the exact distributions will also be contingent upon the exact percentage of participants.
Thank you, Director Guidetti. All right, we'll move into the mayor's report. First thing I want to touch on, and I'm sure Director Chaddick will be talking about this, but we have our parking lot paving at the rec center taking place next week. For those that have been here a while or patronize that facility, know that that parking lot has been in need for many, many years.
It's a hot mess.
And thankfully, we're getting it done, and I think everyone will be very happy when you can actually know where you park your car in between 2 lines and have it smooth so that's nice to walk on. Yeah, and puddles, well, this is Ohio. I never want to say we're not going to have a puddle, but it'll be a lot nicer, and we're all looking forward to that. So I'll leave the rest to Director Chaddick to talk about. I had a meeting yesterday about our mural project. You may have seen in some of the local news sources about our mural that's coming. This will be at the 271 bridge on 82 by Speedway. We are going to be surging forward very, very quickly with this. So this project will come into fruition, I would think, within the next 60 days and be complete. It's a very nice tribute to the Nordonia area. Obviously, this is in Macedonia, so we have Nordonia at the top, we have our city seal, and we're showing our neighboring communities on there because I feel we're all part of this thing together, and with our collaborative efforts with our neighbors, I thought it was nice that we included them with this. So we're all part of the team, and I think it's going to be really, really neat and nice. And I'm sure we'll get something back up on the website so you can see what that looks like. And I know the local media has picked that up too. So thank you for putting that out for us. Next thing I want to touch on is the flock cameras. The chief will be touching on this too in his report, but there's been a lot of talks about what these cameras are and what they're doing. I want to be very clear about something. These cameras are not watching anyone. The cameras are looking for flagged plates. What's that mean? Okay, if you stole a car, it flags out your license plate and it's going to look for you. So if you're driving through Macedonia, it's going to flag that license plate. It's going to send an alert to our officers to come look for you. They're not watching anyone. They're not recording anyone. That's not what the intent of this was. And in the first week, we had 2 stolen vehicles required. And Chief, how many have we had since?
Lots.
So it's paying dividends. And what this essentially does, if you're a bad guy and you want to come to Macedonia, probably not a good idea. Because if your tags are flagged, we're going to be looking for you. That's essentially what this does. This does not have anything to do if you're a normal person driving down the road, with no issues, no one's ever going to bother you. But if you have a stolen car or, God forbid, we get the alerts for a child that's missing and that flags the license plate, or say there's an elderly senior that, may have dementia or something driving down the road, we can go look for these people. There's so many benefits to this thing that it's amazing. We will never have speed cameras in this town. I saw someone say that and I about hit the floor. As long as I'm mayor of this community, we are not going to have cameras that are going to send you a speeding ticket. It's not going to happen. So whoever said that, stop that rumor. That's not true. It's not going to happen. Again, it all comes down to keeping us safe. That's the whole intent of this.
Mayor, you want to touch on selling the data
the city as a
Yeah, and
whole?
we're not selling any data from that. It collects data, but it's not selling any data. The data used is only for flagging criminals, essentially. If you're a criminal, be worried. If you're not a criminal, we're not looking for you. We don't, go about your merry way. No one's gonna bother you. So if there's questions about it, I encourage you to call the police at, the non-emergency line. The chief is more than willing to talk to you about it. He has it in place. He'll give you any information you want. Don't put out misinformation. It really, really doesn't do anything to help us in the grand scheme of what we're trying to accomplish. So I wanted to at least clarify that a little bit. And lastly, please don't drive distracted. Put the phones down and drive the car. Okay, moving into committee reports.
Parks and Rec Committee will have our first in-person meeting next week, Wednesday the 18th, upstairs at the Rec Center at 6 p.m. That's all.
The Finance Committee is tentatively going to meet on September 30th and October 7th to go over the annual budget review.
Just making sure it's on my calendar. Okay. Any other committee reports? Hearing none, we'll go right into department reports, starting with Director Karas.
Thank you, Mayor. The service department has been busy. Our mechanics have been busy performing maintenance on our leaf machines for the upcoming fall leaf collection season. The parks are preparing the softball fields for fall softball. Service continues with roadside mowing. Ditching has been completed on Meadowlawn, and we have begun ditching on Summer Drive. The department today provided a 5-ton dump truck, a wheel loader, a skid steer, a Gradall, a riding mower, an asphalt hot box, and a 3500 Ram pickup truck for the Touch a Truck event held today at the Recreation Department. That completes my report. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Director Gelati.
Sure, thanks, Mayor. I'll be brief, just a couple things to mention. Repaving of the rec center parking lot, as you already mentioned, begins on Monday. Road program update over the next few weeks. So we will have crack seal work performed on State Route 82. That work will be done at night to avoid traffic. Also, we will be restriping, repainting the lines on the roads citywide. So look for those 2 items over the next few weeks. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Director Chaddick.
Thank you, Mayor. As we've all alluded to, next week starts the parking lot project at the rec center. It will also be maintenance shutdown week for us. And we will be doing a host of maintenance items throughout the facility. And then August 23rd, we will reopen with an alternate entrance to the facility. That way our members can come back and once again utilize it. I'd like to thank the service department, fire department, and police department for all their help with the Touch a Truck event. They were able to bring out many different items for us. And special thanks to Cindy Funk over in the recreation department. She was able to put together a great event. Mother Nature held off enough for us today, and we got 3 hours of families and children through the center. So it was an awesome time for everyone. Lots and lots of people through. Fall Fest will be taking place on September 18th in the pavilion area at Longwood Park. And fall sports begin next week with practices. We will have co-ed and men's softball starting next week as well. Men's league will start on Wednesday and co-ed will start on Friday. And next week, we will also welcome in our new recreation coordinator of marketing and special events, Samantha Edgar. Monday will be her first day with us. And that concludes my report. Thank you.
Thank you. I hear some really good teams in that softball. Looking forward to that.
I hear they're playing for the Mayor's Cup.
I don't know about that. Director Barris.
Thank you, Mayor. Finance continues the transition from our old software to the new software. We had a gentleman in all day today to assist us with further creating efficiencies throughout the city with the purchasing program. And just a reminder, the last day to file the Macedonia City income tax refund is this coming Monday, the 16th of August. End of my report, Mayor.
Thank you. Chief Ripley.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to touch on the storms we've had the last few days. We had some severe damage done in Sagamore Hills with a large tree on a home. It brought to light the fact that when trees go down in your yard, people need to pay attention to wires. They are embedded in those trees. They can be live, and it's a dangerous situation. Call us. We'll be out. We'll make sure it's safe. I don't want anybody to get injured. The hydrant crew, they're done for the year. We had hired 6. We ended up with 3 because of how teenagers are and things change and jobs. And the 3 that were here at the end, I had multiple people in the city mention to me how hard they worked. They were always, the mayor mentioned it, Chief Golden mentioned it. They worked very hard. They should be commended. I welcome them back for next year. And all of our hydrants have been flushed. They've been turned into Cleveland Water, and they are currently assessing the ones we showed as problem hydrants. And I'm a little distressed that 2 department heads are already talking about fall. But I'll take that up with them, and that's the end of my report.
Thank you. Chief Golden?
Thank you, Mayor. To go back to the flock cameras, Julie reached out to me with a list of questions, NordoniHillsNews.net. NordoniHills.news, for those who didn't hear. So tomorrow, she has promised me that they will be on there. So if anybody asks any questions, they can go to her site, and I've kind of responded to that. You can always call my office. I'd be more than willing to explain what they're about. They're not ticket cameras or anything like that, so we put that to rest, hopefully. It was brought up about Apex Pest Soliciting.
It was
I guess,
Adapt.
okay. They're going around, I guess, so if anybody comes to your house soliciting, you can call the police department if you have the no-knock. I think you can go to our website, Kyle, and sign up for the no-knock. We have stickers at City Hall and the police station that you can put on your door, mailbox, however you want to do that. And if they show up and you don't want them there, give us a call and we'll take care of it. That's all I have there.
And let's get those same questions that she asked up on our Facebook and get it on your Facebook tomorrow and the website too. Have Kyle throw that up just so we're covering all the bases with that. I think it's just the more we can show and give the information is going to help us.
Will do.
Please. Director Smith.
Thank you, Mayor. HR continues to prepare for our upcoming drug-free workplace training and safety training. As I had mentioned previously, we will start that training in August through the end of October for the safety, and drug-free has to be done by the 15th of September. So we're moving that direction. We have completed the police department training for our time clock system, and we're gonna see how that works at a payroll, and if it goes off, yeah, it'd probably be one more. If that comes off without a hitch, then we will be tackling the fire department next. So last but not least, I met with Fideli regarding our numbers of how our medical plan is running, and I am happy to report for the first 6 months of the year, industry standard is about 82% claims to premiums. We are running at 64%. And of the percentage of total claims, it is typical in the industry to see 22% RX. We are seeing 11.8. So we are doing amazing. And if the second 6 months go as well as the first, we should have, we should be looking at a very, very nice renewal and to be able to maintain our benefits and hopefully not have to change carriers. So I'm very excited, but just letting everybody know we are putting together our task force. So I will be sending council an email to see who you want from council to sit in on that. And we'll be starting that because we will start seeing renewal numbers by September 15th. So
already aware that
I can't hear you, Jan.
Diana's already aware that I'll be returning because I've been on.
Oh, did she reach out to you?
Eons ago.
Okay.
Previous meetings.
I vote for Jan.
That's perfectly fine. I just wanted to make sure you guys got it out there.
Josephine came in and represented herself, but then I represented council.
Okay, super. If you want someone else in addition to you, that's fine, but I'll be putting out the email within the next week or so to get some dates. Okay? End of report, Mayor.
Thank you. Director Collins?
The IT department has closed 48 help desk tickets in the last month. Major projects include fixing a major Spectrum internet issue at one of the service garages, and they're back up and running now, so that'll be good for them. As well as the completion of installation of security cameras here in City Hall. The rec center is about halfway done. The police department is complete, and we're waiting on 2 back-ordered cameras for the 2 service garages. Those are complete in lieu of those cameras. End of report, sir. Thank you.
Well, needless to say, all the departments are very busy, but Mr. Collins is a department of one, and that young man is humming because there's all these upgrades that have been, I don't want to say neglected, but, you know, needed upgrades over the years, and that young man is working very hard, so I thank you for that. We appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
Well done, Kyle.
Director Goodetti,
No report, sir.
any unfinished business?
I just want to remind the public that the council meeting in the end of August 26th was canceled. So our next official council meeting will be September 9th. Along with put the phone down, please realize we have speed limits in this town. Route 82 is 35 and then it changes to 25. We've got people going 45 and 50. The town's driveways and streets within the communities is 25. And I can watch people come down, no matter which speed sign I see in ours, you're nowhere close to 25. There are kids out, people walking their dogs, pushing the trams, moving trams, riding their little motor scooters, riding their bicycles. We want to make sure that we keep our residents safe. Thank you.
Any new business? Hearing none, do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Have a nice evening.
Thank you.